One thing that I'm really excited about setting up here with these guys, because they've done a tremendous job since they've been here. It seems like the bar continues to get raised to a higher level, and it's because of their work and intensity that they've done in the off season. Our confidence, I know, is a high level, but we haven't played in games this year yet. We were fortunate to get done what we did last year because of all that hard work that they put in, but now it's a bigger challenge in some ways to be able to match what we did last year and maybe exceed what we were able to do. That's what we hope for. That's what we want to get accomplished. And if the first 5 practices are any indication of where we're headed, I think we're in a good place. And I'm fired up about the season beginning. I wished it was tomorrow. I know they wished it was tomorrow, so we weren't practicing tomorrow. But it's gonna be a great year, and we're fired up about getting it started November 10th here at home.
You want to talk about the momentum from one season to the next? You guys finished really strong last year, had that big tournament win. Have you guys set any goals for this year?
I think so. We finished real strong, played against 5 really good teams in the CIT tournament, and we feel like we can play with any team. And our goal is really just to win the A-Sun championship and get to the NCAA tournament. That's what we're all here for.
And I think specifically, we try to put our goals in perspective. We haven't had our team retreat, which we'll do when we go on the road, but like Langston mentioned, I think there's no doubt what we all believe and what we think that we want to get done. We have some unfinished business and winning a conference tournament championship that we weren't able to accomplish last year. We know that's not going to be easy, but we believe this team is in a position to get that done. And the basic premise of what we've been able to accomplish throughout the years since we've been here, our goal is to make everybody better around us and work hard every day to become better individually. And I think if you stay to those principles, at the end of the day, your byproducts win a lot of games, and that's what we want to accomplish.
Coach, first, if you could address maybe the recruiting bump that Mercer became more of a household name last year after such a successful season, and then how did that help recruiting? What is that going to do for the team this year? I mean, where are the strengths of this team?
Well, I don't know if it's been completely realized yet, Suzanne, but we were able to get in some more doors. We're being listed in more players that are high profile. Whether we end up landing them or not, we'll have to see where that takes us. But because of what these guys accomplished last year, I think we're in a good place. We didn't have to replace a whole lot of folks, so our recruiting was not a big thing for this year's team. We lost Justin Cecil and Paul Larson transferred, and R.J. Muskemon off last year's team. So that being said, we had one starter we lost, so the recruiting's, we'll just have to see how it plays out. But 14s and 15s, 2014, 2015, we can't talk about specifics who we're involved with, but it's looking really good, and we're excited about the class of potential. We're going to have to sign unbelievable 6 guys. Chris is a senior and Travis is a senior, only 2 seniors on this year team, but after that, we got 6 guys we got to replace. That it's not going to be easy or fun, and I don't not real excited about that task.
What is the rhythm of this team? What are you guys going to be strong at? What are you going to go to? What is it going to be this year?
Well, I don't completely know that yet. I do know that our defense is what held us together last year. We ended up in the top 10 in the country in field goal percentage defense, partly because we had some big bodies inside, and we were really tall and long all over the floor, and these guys covered up for each other, and you had Daniel Corsi throwing out a lot of shots, which helped our field goal percentage defense to be as good as it was. I think that's going to be something that we want to hang our hats on again, that we need to be good at. We've already been working on. I think we're better right now than we finished at that, and because we can't score on each other right now, which Lance and I were talking about that yesterday. And I don't know if that's offense or if that's defense, but right now we're going to say it's defense.
Coach, on a conference level, what does it mean for the conference now that Belmont is, everybody's had a problem with them in the last few years? What's it mean for the conference now that they're not a part of the conference anymore?
Well, Coach Bird's a tremendous coach, and we were hoping to get to play him in the championship game last year. It got thwarted a little bit. Our team was built somewhat in wherever I've been and gone. I think it's always important to identify the best team, and then you try to build a team that you think can beat that team. And I think we're the team that could have done that. We didn't get a chance to play it out. We'd love to play them anytime, any place. I know these guys would like to play them. They're not in our league, which is unfortunate because we would like that opportunity, but we wish him the best because he's a class guy. They're a class organization, a tremendous basketball team. I'm sure they're going to do well in the Ohio Valley. Now that they're not here, we have many other teams that are very good, talented teams. Florida Gulf Coast is fantastic. USC Upstate's going to be unbelievable. And you got East Tennessee State. You got Jacksonville, who perennially very good, and I think will be tough again. And Stetson, I think, is going to continue to improve. So North Florida, by the way, I mean, they got most everybody back, and they got a guy drop 46 on us. So that's not going to be, any of those things are not going to be easy.
Jake, what about last year? How disappointing was the ASUN tournament, that game when you guys lost, and how much is it driving this game?
Oh, well, I mean, it was pretty brutal. I mean, after that game, obviously we had the same goal that we do this year, last year, and we really wanted to, especially when we went on a good run there in the middle of the season, we were pretty excited about getting to play in the tournament here at home and trying to win it, trying to see Belmont in the championship. And when we got, in my mind, upset in the semifinal game, a lot of us were pretty devastated. But I do think that loss is kind of what, you know, fueled the fire for the CIT run and then into this season. I mean, put in a lot of work this off season, and we're excited. I mean, we're sick of individuals and this preseason stuff. We're ready to get going and play some games. We're excited.
Talk about team chemistry. So much is about how well players play with other players on the team. Would you say you guys are a pretty close-knit group, and you're looking forward to playing together and utilizing each other's skills?
Yes, I think we're very close together. First of all, it starts from off the court. We all hang around each other like 24/7, like one big family or whatever. So on the court, it's the same. We love playing with each other. We know everyone's going to be on the court, how everyone is going to react. So on the court, we're good.
And Chris is always over in me and Langston's room eating all our food. I mean, it's a pretty tight-knit family over here.
I think we have a lot of guys that show that characteristic all the time, being selfless. But you know, Jake and Langston have done amazing things. Chris too. They give of themselves for the betterment of the team, and you don't find that in college basketball as much anymore. Everybody's looking out for themselves, want to see what kind of accolades they can get, and I think that's going to push us up even to a higher level this season. And I know along the way they're going to get some of those awards, but I would guarantee you all the awards that any of them got last year, they would trade for championships and go in the NCAA tournament, and we would do that again this season if we could hang a banner right now in that gym. And none of us got any of awards, we'd be excited about that.
What's the preparation building up into the first game? I think it's Swanee, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it a one game at a time mentality, or are you preparing for the region schedule, or how are you kind of approaching the season?
Langston, why don't you go ahead?
I think we just have to take it one game at a time because we can't overlook any team. Because last year we started off really slow, almost lost to GCSU, Oglethorpe. No, Emory gave us a good game. So I think we just have to take it one game at a time, and when we get to conference, we get there and we'll be ready.
I think
go ahead, Jake.
I think adding on to that, like we know we got a bullseye on our back a little bit. I think is it Lindy's or Lundy's, whatever the sports magazine has already tabbed us to win the conference, and so we know that we've got a bullseye on our back, and we've got to be ready. You know, we're going to get everyone's best every night, and I know how that feels. I'm a Green Bay Packer fan, so we get everyone's best every night. I think that's how we'll be this year. So we got to come ready to play one game at a time and not take anyone lightly.
And I think our schedule this year, as always, maybe even more, is very difficult. We travel a lot, go some tough places, and that'll get us prepared for conference season. You see a lot of different styles of games, of teams, and I think that'll really bode well once we get into that first conference game back here at home in January.
Chris, why don't you talk a little bit about, like Coach mentioned, you're going to some of the great places in college basketball. What does it mean, you know, you a senior, you've been to a lot of great places, and what are you looking forward to this year with the schedule?
We've been to some tough places over my past 4 years, and some were good, some were bad. So looking forward to this year. We plan on just going in, playing hard, hopefully coming out with wins. And overall, I think we're going to get better as a team as we compete with high level teams. I think we can beat a lot of these teams we can face. So upcoming season, I think we're going to be pretty good.
I think the bottom line is on any of those kind of things is preparation equals confidence, and confidence can lead to championships if you have confidence in who you are and what you're trying to accomplish. And I think the question earlier was how do you prepare, and I think these guys they've prepared all year to get ready to start with their bodies and preparing their minds and everything. But now collectively, the way our assistants do a great job of preparing games, we watch film extensively, and we're going to be ready for every team. We're going to know what they do inside and out, and I think it'll be more difficult for other teams to know what we do because we do a lot of crazy stuff that's kind of hard to scout, but we feel like we're going to spend the time it takes, and these guys take that information and then use it in a constructive way when a lot of times that doesn't happen at our level. And I think that's really helped us, and part of the reason we're able to be where we were in the defensive stats last year nationally is because of that preparation on our scouting reports that they do. Turnover.
Anything else?
One on the year.
Do you want to talk briefly about your coaching philosophy as far as you talk about the importance of defense, fundamentals? Just want to basically kind of give us a brief outline of kind of how you approach the game.
Well, get good players and good assistants and let them go. Try to stay out of their way, not confuse them. No, I mean, that's a good question. My philosophy is pretty simple. We work really hard on communication in practice. They probably get tired of me talking about it, whether it's offensively or defensively. We're gonna talk to each other. We're gonna love on each other. We're gonna encourage each other. We're gonna be positive about what we're trying to get done, no matter what the outcome of a game may be. We may be disappointed, but at the end of the day, we're going to not point fingers. We're going to stay together in what we're trying to accomplish. And I think that's what happens over the course of the year when you have so many ups and downs. In fact, last year we were on a road trip, and after we got beat at East Tennessee State, these guys probably don't remember, but I was giving some kind of goofy speech, and I told them all get their phones out and ask how many of them could get YouTube on their phones, and they were able to, and which – you knew that would happen. And so I said, well, see if you can pull up the song Rubber Band Man. And of course, right away there was a disconnect because I'm older and there's a new song. I didn't know anything about that, which I guess is a bad song. But we got Rubber Band Man finally. Everybody started playing it and they started listening to it. And I said, that's what you got to be. You got to be elastic. You got to be able to stretch. You got to be able to go with the punches. And I think if you're able to do that through a long season, basketball is a long season, and you're going to have all kinds of tough situations. You're going to have all kinds of great moments, and the more you're stable in the middle of that and continue to communicate good things about each other and about what you're trying to accomplish, it's amazing what you can accomplish at the end of the day. And I think that's over the course of many years of coaching, 22 years of being a head college coach, that's been our consistent theme, and these guys have lifed it out every day, and they continue to do it on a daily basis, and that was a great thing for us last year.
For Coach or the three players, you guys obviously the tournaments are here at Mercer for the fourth and final year. You guys came close a couple years ago, losing to ETSU in the finals. Talk about the opportunity you guys have this year, almost having the whole team back and having the championship being hosted at Mercer for one final year.
Jake, you've been here for all those. Why don't you talk about that?
I have. We were pretty excited at the start. A couple years ago when President Underwood got us a 2-year deal to have the tournament here, and I was even more excited knowing that after I didn't get to play in those games because of being hurt, that we'd get it for 2 more years after that. Sadly, we haven't finished like we wanted to, but there's still opportunity ahead, and that's what's really important. Is we do have it one more time here at home, and our home crowd has always given us a big advantage, and we even have a bigger advantage this year. Some of the students might be a little bit upset, but President Underwood actually moved our spring break away from the conference tournament so they could avoid that, so that the students could be here in full force to help out with our game and cheering and stuff. It's almost like having a 6-man out there. when our student section is full force. So we're pretty excited about that.
Yeah, we're fired up about having it again. I don't know that it ended up being that way on the spring break, Jake, but I think it was at one point. But he tried to get that done, but I think he ended up staying the way it was. But I don't want to hurt your feelings on that deal. But we had great crowds. It was amazing the crowds we've had, and if you go back and look, the student crowd's been great in the midst of we've been on spring break, finishing the way we have, and then the town people in Middle Georgia have come out and supported us. And what we've got to do is we got to find a way to give them one more game and give them one more moment. And this is a way to finish the 4 years here in a fantastic way. It'd be a great opportunity to cut the nets down in front of them right here as we finish up this 4-year run of having the tournament and all the investment and all the sponsorships and all the people that have vested into that for us to get it. It'd be a great return. Even if it was just 1 year we got it, it'd be worth it to me. And to get a chance to go to the NCAA for our program and our university, it would be a fantastic thing. It'd be a great way to finish it.